Hey everybody, good morning, Robb. Guys, today we're making the perfect 1962 fried bologna sandwich. There must be 97, 11 billion videos on YouTube how to make bologna sandwiches. They're all wrong. They're all using chicken bologna, turkey bologna. They're making pork bologna, hippopotamus bologna, but you got to use beef. That's what to use. That's what we used back then. It smells good. It tastes good. It's delicious. Now, we would always use thin bologna because my mom had 6 kids, and you need more sandwiches, not more meat. And by the way, when you peel this part off, don't drop it on the floor because the dog's going to get it, and it's going to have a lot of adventures later on trying to get rid of it. I don't want to go into detail, but now here, when you put your bologna in there, you got to score it, make little marks on the edge, 4 places. One thing that does is it ends up looking like an iron cross. Also, it doesn't curl up into a ball. But now, like I said, this is pretty expensive bologna, like $6.50, incredible. But it's worth it. Now, while it's cooking, you want to have preferably a cast iron skillet, because back then we didn't have no stick skillets. That was like, what are you talking about? No stick. Yeah, it's going to stick. It's cooking. Unless you use lard, and that's what we used back then. So now it's cooking, and you don't have to cook it very long on medium heat. It's already cooked. You're just trying to sear it just a little bit, and that flavor is going to come up. The smell is going to come up. You got to use white bread. You're going to be using the cheapest white bread you can get, and there's advantages to that because this is amazing bread. You can put it out of the loaf on top of the refrigerator for 6 months. It'll never get mold, never get mildew. You could never get penicillin from this bread. It'll go stale if you look at it wrong, but it'll never go bad. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. And when you get it when it's fresh for like 2 hours, it's actually pretty decent. But that's what we used back then. That was the cheapest you can get. And like I said, this doesn't take very long. And we're only going to be using, as condiments, we're going to be using the mustard. If you're making eggs with this, you can use mayonnaise. Don't tell anybody, but actually it's pretty good. Now I've got pickles and relish and all sort of onions, everything I can put on that. I've got Swiss cheese, but we're doing it the traditional way. This is what we use: mustard, white bread, fried beef bologna in lard, preferably, and on a cast iron skillet. On a early morning before school, or maybe on a weekend before going out and about. There was no internet. People went outside. There was sun outside, the wind, and the clouds, and the birds, and people were doing stuff. So now that made a nice little iron cross. You know what I'm saying? Like, or whatever. Now, if you're using thin sliced bologna, you could use a couple of slices there. Now it's there's really not much else to this. Like I said, you can use pickles and all sorts of other things, but if you just want the traditional flavor and taste and smell and aroma and texture of what a simple fried bologna sandwich is, it's surprisingly good. And it has, like I said, the beef has a nice smell when it's cooking in the pan. You can tell how fresh this bread is. It's already tearing apart, And like I said, if you got lard, you want to use it. It's going to impart even a better flavor. I can remember my landlord's daughter coming over to our house, going home and telling her parents, "Mom, they use lard." That's a good tasting sandwich. Very simple. You know what? I'm going to have some coffee. Guys, I hope you're enjoying your year this year, and we have a better one next year, and you have a happy Merry Christmas. You got all your presents done. You're getting spend some time with your family, your loved ones, and next year is going to be even better than 2023. So guys, I'm happy you've been sticking around this year watching my videos. We've got a lot of new stuff coming up next year, and go get you some beef bologna. Splurge a little. Get the thick slice. Be fancy pants. Get out there. You don't have to get the lard, but you got a cast iron skillet, it helps. All right, guys, take care. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas.